I'm so pumped to be down here in Arkansas to get Hank on his 3rd, 4th, and 5th hunt, and especially hunting in the timber. I just want to say thanks to Logan, because honestly, I didn't think that this dog was going to live past 5 months old. I've had Riley for 11 years now, and as a dog gets older and she starts to get more weak and tired, more fatigued, easier, naturally you start thinking about the next dog coming.
He's passed out.
I wanted to do this dog right because the last dog I trained myself when I was 20 and had no idea what I was doing. So this time, I actually got him from a breeder and paid over $150 for this dog, unlike the last one. And his first retrieve that he brought back for me, he's 8 weeks old. I threw a stick out in the yard for him. He retrieved it, came and sat down right next to me and held the stick in his mouth. And I'm like, whoa, this is what having a purebred lab means. They just instinctually have it in their brain. I didn't want to mess up this dog like I messed up my other dog. I introduced him to guns the proper way. I introduced him to fetching the proper way. I was very strict on his training. When you tell him something, he does it the first time. So at 5 months old, I introduced him to a pigeon. He freaked out and he was so birdy. Used his nose, went and tackled the pigeon immediately. The same day that I introduced Hank to pigeons, Cal and I went golfing. We got home pretty late. My buddy comes over and he's meeting my 6-week-old daughter for the first time. We're all having fun, and out of nowhere, we all kind of hear this yelping, and we're all wondering, what in the world does that sound? Walk outside, and I see cars going 65 miles an hour outside of the house, and I see this black thing in the road. And I go and pick him up out of the street, and he was just so freaked out. He was trying to squirm, and his leg was broken. He was breathing badly. My neighbor works in the ER, and she heard the dog get hit, and she rushed down, and she had a stethoscope in her car, and she's listening to the dog's lungs, and she goes, something isn't right with the lungs. So then me and my buddy drove him to the vet. It was about 40 minutes away. We get in the door. They take him into the emergency part of the vet clinic, and they come out 10 minutes later, and they said, do you want your dog to live or not? And I was just so in shock by the fact that the dog got hit by a car, and then also that this person is just writing a blank invoice saying, you owe me this. So I was obviously very emotional, so I wrote them a check and went back there first thing in the morning, and they didn't know if the dog was going to live. They kept telling me this, maybe that, maybe this, maybe that, and in the meantime, Hank is in an oxygen chamber because his lung isn't working right. It was terrifying, and I just had a baby 6 weeks prior. My wife and I sat down that night and prayed about it, and woke up the next day, and we had to make a decision whether we were going to keep the dog or put him down, and she felt like God was telling her to keep the dog alive. So we made a decision. We go in there, and we're ready to keep this dog alive. I got a phone call from my boss asking what was going on, why I didn't show up for work that Monday. And I told him what happened, and without even skipping a beat, he just said, hey, I'm paying for it. And this was 10 minutes after the fact that I prayed alone. I'm just like, wow, that is an instant answered prayer on something that just doesn't happen. And I kept asking everyone at the vet, is he gonna be able to hunt with a broken leg? I don't know. Is he gonna be able to hunt with 15% less lung? I don't know. So finally took him out for the first time. He didn't break once. First hunt was in Iowa. He retrieved every single bird. I've never seen a dog work so well on his first hunt ever. Bring him down here to the timber with Logan, and holy crap, this dog is on. since I was a kid, I was able to hunt around some of the most amazing dogs ever. So I said to myself, I want to have an amazing dog someday. And that's why I'm so excited about Hank, is because he has taken to training so well and he's such a natural at this stuff. We're gonna go all over the country together. From his drive to his character to how he retrieves birds now, I'm blown away by it. With my daughter being just under 2 years old, she's gonna watch one dog die, and then she's also going to see one dog grow up. And so obviously the one that's growing up, Hank, is going to be a huge part of her life for the next, hopefully 10 plus years. So obviously this little bugger means a lot to our family. I mean, he is another child. Not only will my daughter grow up with a dog, but my son will also grow up with a dog when he's born in February. Dogs are more than pets. They are family, and especially if you ever grew up with dogs as a kid, that thing is like your sibling. So, got big plans for old Hanky here.